here today on a small reservoir, springtime, water's warming up. We're just idling, graphing some of these main lake points. These ones got rock on them. That's obviously going to heat up the fastest. Make this as the day starts warming up, bass will start pulling up. So we're just graphing around, trying to find some of these points that the fish are pulling up onto, and we can turn around if we see any and catch a couple of them. Since all of our lakes are man-made, that's a bluegill bed. They'll pile rock all the way around it, and then it'll be sand or gravel up on top. So, which is a prime time this time of year for these bass will pull up onto as the sun comes up and get warm. So we're getting the boat just outside of these rocks that were the man-made rock piles, and we line it up with the 360 so that we can see where we're casting. Since they snag so easy, we try to work the area without casting right into the piles, because it ends up, if you get right in them, you're stuck and you either got to break off or go in and get it, and the piles aren't deep enough that after you go in it kind of blows them out. So we use 360 to stay off the side of them, or at least see where they're at, and we can cast around them without having to cast right into them and getting stuck right away. Yeah, they're all relating to that edge of the rock, and they'll set up just off to the side of it. Doubled up. This thing is running to deep. So is mine. The fun time of spring fishing, when you can get on them and find them where they pulled up. They can be loaded on the rocks. And just like his, he caught on a jig. As soon as you can get where that rock meets the bottom or goes back to that sand mud transition, you can really get them to bite when you can hop that jig right off the edge of it without getting it stuck in them.
Chad's making more of a 60-foot cast, paralleling more of the edge, and I'm making a 30-foot cast pretty much most of the way off the rock and working the last 5 feet of the rock off to the mud break off of it.
If you come up here, you can see them right now. We got 3. Oh, there's one just leaving that rock. But right now they're all kind of hanging out more out in front of that rock right now. But there you can see my jerkbait just coming off the edge of that rock. And you can watch them come up out of that rock. Or just went his jig by them. But that's kind of what we're doing. You can see they're all hanging out just right down that side, coming out across there. There. So just like that, if you can get that cast right down the side of them rocks where all these fish are hanging with the water clarity, but a lot of times this time it's just a matter of getting it presented right, and that one ate it backwards. That's when you know you got it right. It's funny too, usually when they have it like that, they'll just have one hook in the mouth and it pops right out. But everything for jerkbait, I usually pretty much throw a 12-pound. We never fish them too deep around here, so I never have to go down any line size to, I mean, sometimes we'll drop down to 10 if we're really trying to get it deeper. I throw a short rod for jerkbait, but that's also because I'm short. So this is a 6'6", light medium. A little soft for what some people would like, because if you do get a bigger fish, it'll pull you around a little bit, but I don't like too stiff because I think it takes away from the action of the jerk and getting it to really curve. And also lighter hooks that you don't want to get too crazy and horse them. You'll tend to pull the hooks out. So I fish a lighter rod, so does Nick. Just for that reason. Yeah, you got to play them and take your time getting them in, but seems to do a little bit better. Well, this is a Daiwa Tatula. It's a 70 series, so a little smaller. You're not casting a whole long ways, don't need a lot of line on it. Fits in the hand, Also, it's kind of nice if it is cold, which usually is jerkbait, and you can do it one-handed, so your other hand can be in your pocket. That is a Kistler KLX. It's a 6.6, actually that's a medium. It's their shallow water cranks and top water rod. I like it. It's a little bit softer than their jerkbait rod. Their jerkbait rod was a 610, but I like the 6.6, a little shorter. I think Nick's is a 6'4".
There's one. Long paws. Not a giant, but got the new hooks though. I'm real picky about jerkbait hooks because they swipe a lot. These things are nice. Dude, that megabass looks good with those hooks. Like, it is the perfect sink on it. What I've done with this jerkbait is I've switched out the stock hooks from the megabass and put on the VMC Redline hooks, which I feel has a lot better strength to them. They won't bend out as easy. They hook fish. You can have your drag a little tighter. And also, despite what a lot of people think, with the hooks, the bait will just barely slow sink, which is what I'm looking for.
Maverick fish.
Oh, Chad. I told you this was the juicy juice here. Oh, you got a big old one there, huh? Did he just blast it?
Yeah.
That's what mine have been doing too, but on a long pause.
Finally got a big one. As I sit on a pile of hooks. Finally got into a good one. We've been running the same wind-blown shallow rock and looking for one of these big pre-spawn females that have slid up, and sun's finally getting high enough, so obviously she finally decided to come up and get warm.